This is the Midsummer Garden Tour, and that's a cucumber plant right there. Things have gotten a little crazy in the garden. Here's also tomatoes, which are growing completely out. We have some cherry tomatoes here coming along underneath of all of the cucumbers, which have taken over. Here are the pickling cucumbers, also over the trellis. Some more tomatoes that don't really have enough support, but I'm gonna have quite a bit of cherry tomatoes. These are the good ones, the sun golds. Some lovely flowers. The dahlias are pretty much spent, but dino kale going crazy. Over here some more. Let's come into the garden. The marigolds have come back again, yet for another little flowering. Aren't they pretty? Get a little close up there. Been pulling things out of this bed, the carrots and beets and things that were in here. These are some Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes, starting to get ripe. It's been taking forever. Haven't harvested a single one yet, but there's tons on here, just not doing great. Some more sun golds over here. Here's the wildness. There's kale back there, but the sun golds have taken over the bed. So, there is that. Again, here's cucumbers. And, if you can get in here, I'll kind of show the little bit in there. The thing is I'm not a super fan of these. Like here's one, producing, but I'm not getting a lot at the same time. So it's like I got them for pickling, but trying to get enough of them at one time to pickle. So it's this whole big plant. But as you can see, lots of flowers. And then you miss one. See, there's one that's gotten way too big. Doesn't matter how many times you come out. You want to get them at this size, not that size. But, it's happening. You can start to see the Cherokee purples over here. Let me set my collection of cucumbers down here. So my Cherokee purples and this sad little plant, I don't know what's happened to this one. Hopefully it'll not die here in the middle of it while I'm still getting some nice Cherokee purples coming along, ripening there. Then these are my Dr. Witch's yellow. I've pulled only 2 off so far. I've got some pretty big ones back in here. Not a lot of tomatoes on this. I'm going to step back and show you, there's a few tomatoes here and there. But if you look at this, I want to back up some. Those tomatoes are, I don't know how tall you want to say that. I have a 6-foot fence, and so they're probably 4 feet above the fence, so it's 10-foot tall tomatoes. So for as tall as they are, definitely not producing what I would like. I definitely don't get enough sun back here. So I think I'm going to move the garden for next year. But again, some more lovely marigolds coming along. Then this was a mistake back here. You can see this is the other cucumbers that I have here in the back. And I'll go around the back to see. But these are some blueberry cherry tomatoes growing in here. You can see some of them starting to darken here inside. Let's go around the back. You can kind of see a little bit mixed in, tomatoes in the midst of the cucumbers. Here's the cucumber starting. These are English cucumbers, so they're like long and skinny cucumbers. I'm getting to that point where I have way too many cucumbers. Here's a couple more hanging here in the fence. The green zebra tomatoes that are right here are not really ripening, but they're getting there. Here's some, you can see some more cherry tomatoes there. These, I have no idea what kind these are. They're starting to ripen, whatever they are. So we're gonna let those go. So it's gotten a little wild out here. So I'm gonna get out here a little bit later and pick. There's a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes over there to grab. But just wanted to give everybody a update. And again, I'm gonna stand here and show you how tall this tomato plant is. It's crazy. It's completely crazy. But we'll get a few tomatoes off of it. I think, like I said, I'm gonna move the garden bed next year. And then I'll show you something around this side. If you come around the back side here, you know, so we still have, you know, lots of Cherokee purples coming along. These are volunteer sun golds. I did not plant these ones here in the back. They've started coming up and I've just been letting them come. And so here's the back side of this one starting to go crazy back here. So I'm gonna have lots of cherry tomatoes eventually here. I can see tons of them coming along. Aren't they pretty? Here's one that's ripe right here. So that's what they'll look like. Nice little cherry tomato. We'll eat that. Here's some more. I'm gonna come out here and pick these tomatoes that are starting to blush. And then just to show you, when this flowers, you can't see them very well because the sun golds are taking over. These are called polar bear zinnias. And so they're gonna be these great big white flowers if they ever get to the point of flowering. So that's my update. It's wild. It's midsummer. There's some tall tomatoes in here. I should show you the one that's in there. There's actually a tomato. You can see it right here. It's in the parking area. So there's a sun gold growing out here where the FJ is. I don't know if we can see it through the crack right there. But it's growing and I'll just leave it. There's a little bit of basil. So we'll see. So that's my update. Looking more tomatoes. It's gonna be tomatoes soon.